Hello and welcome back to JOKAKAKA. I'm Sam.
And I'm
There you
Jim.
go. And welcome to JOKAKAKA, our JoJoLands recap discussion chapter monthly podcast. And this is the 1 year anniversary of JoJoLands. We're here.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And
We're gonna talk. What chapter are we gonna talk about?
Chapter 12. His name is Charmingman, which I cracked up when I woke up and saw the chapter name.
His name is Charmingman. I read it and I immediately knew what we were in for. I saw the cover page and I was like, "Oh wow!" So I guess he's just like our guy now.
He's ours. You were that's basically how he's ours now. How we thought we were gonna get like a continuation, but it's literally just like a jump cut.
I honestly
a comical jump cut.
This is like early. Like I appreciate this level of like jumping around. Like I was afraid this part was gonna be more part 5 style.
Yeah,
where we're just kind of like going from like literally like scene to scene.
Everybody's here. We're just going.
But yeah, no, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but first, before we start recap, we have to thank our patrons. And if you want your name shouted out before every JOKAKA episode every month, you can just leave whatever you want on here, and you get a shout out. It's a little tip, any kind of tip we appreciate.
Tip hooray, as they say at Cold Stone Creamery.
Yes.
I would love to thank this month. In no particular order.
We will not sing your tip.
We will not sing. Well, hey, maybe if you pay me enough, I will.
Oh, God.
We'd like to thank Dongle Jones, Go-Go Gappy, Perpetually Angry, Tactical, Bragg J, Ariane Blintz, Blueface, Illicit Pencil, SBN Rustic, Classic Andy, Ninonin, Sabat, Harrison French, and Call Me K. Thanks again, everybody. Seriously, you guys are keeping the lights on here at JOKAKAKA headquarters.
Thank you. So, Jim.
The JOKAKAKA Dome.
So, Jim. His name is Charmingman.
Interesting name.
Yes. Which, it's so funny because,
Birth name, maybe?
I was at a convention this weekend, and when it dropped today, I was like, I just did the chapter out loud because I was kind of just woke up. He's like, oh, so that's a Smith song? I'm like, and then like, oh, I guess it is.
I didn't know that, actually. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, so I was like, I guess we've got a Smiths reference now. I forgot the full name of the song.
Could it be the first Smiths reference? It may.
I think so.
It may be the first Smiths reference.
Because now the Smiths, the whole entire YouTube channel has to turn off comments. So yep.
Don't you love it? Well, all right. So
the song is called "The Charming Man" by the Smiths, and people are now like coding the lyrics of that song to try to get any kind of like reference or foreshadow.
Hey, love it. Love to see it. So yeah. Here we are.
Yes.
We're here. We begin with a little flashback.
Yes.
From Charmingman, which is this was interesting. This kind of this answers more questions than I expected it to answer, and also seems to like it does the classic thing where it creates like a million more questions.
Yeah.
Does anyone else wall eyes?
What is Rohan doing? Is he really rock human?
Okay, but so
extreme biking.
Okay, does it actually say that we're on Oahu here in this little intro? It just says on the largest. Oh no, the largest island is Hawaii, right?
Yes.
So they're on in Hawaii. We get like a little bit of
volcano known as what's it called Hulale.
I'm not gonna
Hulale. I'm gonna say.
I normally hate that bit where YouTubers are like, oh, I'm sorry if I can pronounce this, but I'm gonna be honest here. This one's really
just go
difficult.
to Google Translate and just have it pronounce itself.
Yeah. So yeah, they do. It is Hawaii. So like the big island, and very classic Iraqi fact saying that Mount Loa?
Yeah, it's like the biggest island or the biggest mountain in the world technically because it goes from like underwater all the way up.
Yeah, which is very interesting to think about. Because I guess Everest is like ground or what?
Ground level mountain, I guess.
Sea level,
yeah.
Probably. But yeah, so it's very large.
And then yeah, we kind of get a flashback with it's I guess Charmingman and his brother, I believe.
Yes, definely his younger brother.
Maka.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to pronounce this too. I would love some insight on this. Like I was saying Malka.
As you could tell, we are like JoJo. We are from New Jersey, and we do not know Hawaiian names.
I have to say, I was really taken aback by the very first page. They look like they're knight. One guy looks like he's wearing knight's armor, and the way that it's shaded, I was like, is this like what? My brain could not quite comprehend what I was looking at. But yeah, him and his brother are doing some epic mountain biking. They're doing some classic rocket power behavior,
Rocket
power styled shenanigans.
The ancient Hawaiians used to say.
And
where'd you go?
Suddenly, Charmingman's younger brother literally
gets raptured.
Just literally gets raptured. That's actually a good way of pointing it, of describing it. He gets like somehow spirited away.
Shoes still on the
pedaling.
pedals.
His shoes are literally still like pedaling forward. Yeah, it's the way that Araki like illustrates this. The bike moving, there's a bunch of lines around it. I'm not entirely sure if that's supposed to be like a sort of whooshing effect.
Yeah.
There's a sound effect that's like sha. So I'm not sure if there's supposed to be some kind of supernatural effect happening.
Yeah.
That is like visible to our Mr. Man, comma Charming.
My favorite Death Stranding character. I love him.
But yeah, his brother just fucking vanishes. He just gets like spirited away.
Yeah, we see like the helmet and we kind of get a glance of like a lava rock as well. Like a very ominous looking lava rock.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, I'm not sure all the lava rocks do the same thing, or, like, maybe this lava rock is,
So a big thing here that Araki was sure to point out to us is that there's no, like, natural streams. There's no natural, like, source of water on this island.
Yeah.
So for there to be, like, this very, like, massive explosion of water, which to me appears to be, like, an eruption. It's almost like a beam of water, kind of like in Jujutsu Kaisen. The one guy that can shoot like a beam of
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And it does gurgle Big Bro. Like, you don't really have a good, like, image of him. You just see, like, it just swishing around in there, or you see, like, something. Maybe a limb. It's hard to tell what's really in there, but all you
it looks like his body's almost been crushed, and he's being, like, forcefully, like, pushed into one of these, what are they called, lava tubes?
Yeah, you see he tries to reach for him, and, like, nothing. He gets, like, geyser out, and that's it. That's, like, he does the mysterious mystery, I guess. Another one of what happened. And hopefully it doesn't end up like Mamazuku, the Planet Praiser, where, you get a flashback and it doesn't matter. You don't get any resolution for yourself.
So I feel like, okay, yeah, I feel like this is too intricately tied to the... sorry, oh my god, I can't speak. It's too intricately tied to the plot for that to be true. But yeah, so yeah, basically that's kind of our little introduction to Charmingman's backstory.
And then we literally cut away from like that entire thing, like, oh, maybe JoJo beat up this guy, or like this is how they got him to the airport. They literally just like cut to them like at the airport essentially with JoJo like talking to him, and we get a good look of his outfit, which I was expecting the weird giant comical sized bow tie like on his chest. Very funny. Even though like I think he'd be fine without it though, but
it's very much like, I don't know, it's like the kind of meme you'd see, or like the design you'd see on like an anime schoolgirl where they have like a big bow around their like sailor uniform.
Or the over the top, like Japanese comedians love having the giant bow tie on their neck. Is
that true?
Every time I see like this is a Japanese comedian and he has a giant bow tie because that makes him funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a weird trope I've been seeing when I see like live action like comedians in Japanese like works and live action works. It's weird.
That is interesting.
But it's not high enough. He was wearing like a tank top essentially. But you get the first interrogation question, which is what music do you like? What have you been listening to recently?
This is so fucking funny.
So do you know any of these? Because I don't.
So, you never heard of SZA?
I never heard of
Sia?
I never heard of any of these.
If you saw Sia, you'd probably recognize. Sia has like bangs.
I saw a picture of all of them, but I don't know any of their music or anything.
I don't. Sia has one song that was kind of a really big hit that I heard. I don't know the name of it. SZA is another name that I've heard, but I don't really know very well. And her, I don't know.
I was gonna say,
I feel like I've heard of it before, but I didn't like look into it.
He just loves 3-lettered named musicians, I guess.
Very fucking funny. What a funny little thing. Her, yeah, I don't know if I know who her is. Is that a more contemporary person, or is she a... Oh, she's only 26. So yeah, these are all very contemporary references. That's an R&B.
Even Chapter 1, I never heard of a Dua Lipa.
Oh, you never heard Dua Lipa?
And then I just started hearing her a lot more, like all over the place. And then after that, but I do love Paco coming in there, like bursting open the door, like cut the shit out, kind of. It's just very funny. Like, stop befriending our new like enemy that we just had.
This is very funny. I have to say, like, when it comes to JoJo characterization, especially when I say JoJo, I mean like capital J, like main characters. And I really live for moments like this because
he really does not look like a Joe bro. He really does look like a villain of the week, and the fact that you have one of those looks joining them is like, I kind of love that.
It is really funny. It makes it feel like so improvisational almost. It makes the story feel more unpredictable because he does really look like this would be like if Yatsuyu joined like the guys in part 8, like just like the one of the first random like the main encounters. And but I really do like this little like thing with Jodio. It gives Jodio a lot of like quirkiness, which I think is needed.
He loves music. I kind of love his love of music.
It just makes a lot of sense.
Not just a psychopath.
Yeah, it's very good to like distance the psychopath allegations.
And the fact that he's not like, I guess, the clear-cut leader guy of the team. Like, it really is obvious that he's trusted to interrogate him, but he does a terrible job of it.
Yeah. It is also funny to see Paco being like the voice of reason, because Paco seems like a quite like unhinged individual. So
like, Jody got quite distracted, like being a fanboying over Rohan when that happened too. It's fun that he's clearly not like the leader guy. That's to keep like mind on the mission. He's like, oh shit, that's cool, that's rad. And then we get a name. We get the name of the man. His name is Charmingman. He's not what they call, everybody call him a knife guy, I think, beforehand.
Where people call him knife guy.
He's 21 years old.
And it's very funny. It's funny to me as like a 30-year-old to hear like the characters be like, oh wow, 21, he's an adult. It's like Charmingman is like barely an adult. Let's be real. I feel like you're not really an adult until you're like 23 years old.
He can drink now.
He can.
He can't rent a car yet, but he can drink.
I feel like you need to be at least 23 before I will call you an adult. Like that's my internal calculus.
And they do the crazy thing saying Charmingman, that's a name. I'm like, there are people named dumber things in JoJo.
I feel like okay, that actually brings up an interesting question. Like, so do you think that like in JoJo, when people aren't like experiencing adventures, their lives are so super normal, but then like the second that the manga starts, everything gets fucking wacky. You meet people named like Charmingman, or
you'd be like, oh man, what's your name? My name is Fugo. That's a name. He's Italian. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just a fit. That'd be like meeting a guy named Spaghetti, though.
I know. That's a funny thing, though.
They're all named like food things.
I know. It's just so funny to go like, my name is pasta.
My name's Fish.
My name is lasagna. Like,
dude, lasagna is a good name.
Like, my name is Orange.
Literally. But so yeah,
my name is Sandman.
Paco kind of
Soundman
goes into
Funny Valentine's a name.
Sam.
I'm sorry, the first name is Funny.
He's a president.
You don't
remember? You don't remember when he was learning about Funny Valentine?
My name is Funny.
But so yeah, Paco's the one that kind of goes a little deeper into interrogation and really asks about the whole thing with the lava rock. Why did he want to go after this?
Why Usagi and Dragona fuck off and look at the stop.
So yeah, he kind of explains a little bit more about the backstory, goes into the thing about it being like an anomaly that there was all this rushing water on the island.
And he's like essentially he's investigating because of his, he had a whole thing, flashback. Right? He's investigating it essentially.
And we learn later that it's like a whole thing where actually I think it's kind of set up well. His mission. I think his whole like mission of like not only trying to find his brother but clear his name.
Yeah.
I think it kind of it actually gives like really good motivation for the character.
Yeah.
And I want to like say this now so I don't forget. Who sicked the cats on them then? It doesn't seem like Charmingman was the one that sent the cats after
But he didn't actually kill those cats either, though.
He didn't, but like if he were
He was a good guy.
If Charmingman was the one that sent the cats, first off, why does he fucking know how to do this?
They did not bring it up, did they?
No, I'm sure they didn't. They didn't touch that at all.
Because those cats are like, and this man tried to stab them, and those cats tried to like strangle them, and
the cats were trying to kill them.
Yes,
like very explicitly.
And
they also invaded. That's the thing too. They knew to invade Rohan's house,
and he says at one point that mangaka is a bizarre dude, but he's not the enemy. Like. I mean, they didn't really attack Rohan, though, but they were just kind of, like, causing chaos,
I think they explicitly never encounter Rohan, right? I think it's only
they go down the hall.
Other three that encounter him.
He may have glanced at them at one point, and that was it, not like, oh, a cat. It's the enemy. But no, yeah, it's...
But so I see two possibilities
That's not
here.
answered, it's funny.
I see 2 or 3 possibilities here. A, Charmingman just is the owner of the cats and didn't mention this, and also just didn't specify that he sicked them on them, which is dumb, that's bad. 2... you've got a third party who is also aware not only that Charmingman. So Charmingman went after Rohan because he saw him like at the beach or at the fucking volcano.
Yes, he saw him.
So then there'd have to be, if this is a third party, a mystery man, if you will, they would have to know also about the rock, and just coincidentally was the day that like the diamond was being stolen. Like that's just coincidental. Or three,
or
the cats are actually Rohan's cats, and Rohan is a secret enemy.
They're not Rohan's cats, I don't think.
Rohan, this is the Hail Mary. Rohan is a secret
villain.
Rohan
only likes dogs.
Rohan being the main villain of Part 9. I'm saying it here, folks.
Yeah, because every prediction of who the main villain is of the last part worked out so well.
There was none.
And so then the Dragona and Usagi, they encounter what I thought of like a Part 6 prisoner. Of just a weird, quirky background character that appeared for, like, a chapter and then never appears again. Of just, like, look at me, I'm selling all this. This is essentially what you see. If you're walking New York City there and you see the people that just sell, like, bootleg merch.
Yeah.
It's essentially that.
This is so weird, though, because he's selling, like, inside of, like, a gift shop. Yeah. Which seems to be, like, a great way to get arrested. Like,
in the airport.
Easy way, yeah. Wait, are they actually in the airport yet?
Because before they go up, it cuts to like...
They are in the fucking airport. This man is in an airport trying to sell illegal goods. This is crazy. But so, yeah, I do love this little bit. The second that I saw he pulled the watches out, I was immediately like, oh my god, that's so clever. This is how Dragona gets their watch back.
But it's so funny. It just feels like a Part 6 like prisoner. Like they go this person. They have all this stuff. Like they smuggle it in there, and they would just have it on them with no reason. Like they wouldn't be found out.
But so yeah, basically, I love the way that they haggle down with him, even though it's
like they didn't haggle at all. They essentially like haggle themselves down. That's it for the most part.
Yeah, he goes from $800 to like. What, like
imagine an episode of Pawn Stars where the person like I'll buy it for $800. It's actually not working. I'll buy it for $30. I'll buy it for a little bit less than that.
Yeah,
as low as I can go.
He goes from $800, which is like
it's the worst bartering ever.
Yeah, so it's an $80,000 watch, and then he goes down to give it for like 1% of that, which is $800.
It's like
then he goes down to even less. He goes down to 30, and then they're like, oh no, sorry, 80, not 800. Then he goes down to 30. So yeah, they get it for $30.
You know what I think of? It's like because you DM in the Dragon, it's like you against all your betters, you do not want to like mess up your store RP, and somehow you roll a 1 or like they roll a 20. You're like, I have to force his prices this low now. Like I have to make them bumbling to get that low.
But yeah, so...
Also, they just send this stuff to TSA, which is like a loose wine.
Fucking hysterical that they... Okay, also, not something you can do, right?
No!
You can't fucking... Rocky, his fucking, like, Japaneseness is showing here. You can't take, like, a bottle of wine through TSA, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's legal. I think you're not allowed to bring anything over, like, 3 ounces
And when I went to Japan, they have a thing for, like, any kind of food you brought over, you have to go specifically to, like, this one booth as well.
Oh, well, yeah,
like,
that's if you're claiming something internationally. They're not traveling internationally, though.
Yeah, but still,
you should not be legally allowed... Even on a domestic flight, it's still the U.S. Like,
also,
they wouldn't allow you to put the wine through.
You could just put the drawing in a bag. You don't have to like put that in there.
It's very fucking funny that the drawing is just sitting out there.
Yeah,
it's the most fucking suspicious TSA. Like
they're not nerds though. These TSA agents.
No, they're fine. They're actually.
I do like the little thing like Dragona. We gotta check your little hair accessories too, which is funny.
That is really funny. That's one of those moments of realism that I love in JoJo, where it's like. Yeah, I guess these characters do have a lot of, like, really random fucking things on their design.
I do find it funny, like, just don't bring any weapons on the plane. I know you had those, like, knives on you.
Yeah. Well, but when they're doing the whole, like, haggling down thing, which I think is funny, like, they're like, hey, yeah, like, watch is, like, broken. And then I think, Dragon is like, it kind of smells like fish.
Yeah, because it's in the ocean.
It was in the ocean. Presumably
also, this man, or, like, the seller just, like, in the water looking for loot.
Yeah, he probably found
probably one of the people with a metal detector on the beach. All they do is try to buy stuff and sell it to a pawn shop.
Yeah, it could have been eaten by like a fish or something, and then
a shark. It's like a elaborate gag. But I do love the line before they get on board, which they're also just walking on the runway to get to their plane. Like they're not really. They're going a long distance to get to their plane.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
I wonder how if that airport is because you had to stop at Hawaii, I think, on your trip.
Yeah,
back.
I did actually. But no, I went through what is his name? Inouye International Airport. This is clearly not. This is just probably a domestic flight. So, and yeah, I've been on flights before where you have to actually walk on the runway. Like
I had to do that on my way back.
Sometimes.
Where our plane from Canada back to the East Coast, we had to go to the last possible terminal, and it was a runway walk at like night. Even with the cold, it was like ridiculous.
That's always a lot of
But
fun.
I do love the last line of once each of you drops out, I expect, which is just like, oh, what is this rock gonna do to like, tap them out or like?
It's very.
Is it gonna split them up? Like, it's gonna tear them away from each other.
Yeah, it seems like he's because he. This is a Charmingman that says like he's basically saying like, oh, you think that this is gonna make you rich, right? So he's very like. This is like a very like emotionally mature person being like no.
He's been through some shit too with that rock because
this kind of power is only going to cause misfortune.
Because he's probably still not sure. Like, oh, it could have been this area that took away my brother with the rock. He probably doesn't even know fully because like, did he think the brother had like a monetary value that the rock took away?
Well, that's interesting.
Like the family, like the price of family or something like that. I heard some people say like, oh, the whole thing of him JoJo getting rich is getting rich with friends and family, like all that more so than money. Which
it's like a One Piece is the friends we made along the way kind of argument.
Yeah.
Doesn't he say he got like filthy stinking rich? Isn't that like the terminology?
That's what he keeps saying. Right off of the One Piece, which is just friendship.
There's some really good there's a really good shot of JoJo pondering this. I just love like we all know that Araki shifts designs as he draws them, and JoJo's like little like mid bang thing just completely being like glued around his nose is just really fucking funny.
Yeah, and then we get some more of the chapter note of what's it called?
The flashback.
Yeah, it was the part 2, the flashback with his bad encounter with like the police and everything. Like.
Technically part 2 shows the Rohan thing. I was like, do we get a part 3 to this? But yeah, so basically this kind of sets up. I love this little policeman guy. He's so funny looking.
He's an asshole.
But yeah, basically like the systems are failing him. Charmingman is like being essentially this guy's like gaslighting Charmingman into being like, oh yeah, you guys were fighting, right? Like you and your brother were fighting before I went missing. That's a little suspicious, right?
You have some stuff on your record, like
apparently he had like a traffic violation that turned violent, but not really. This is the funniest line of the whole chapter. He said that apparently I guess he got booked for assaulting a police officer, but really what happened was he got pulled over and the police officer grabbed his arm and. Ever since birth, his skin has been extremely rough and stone-like, and the police officer cut his hand on his stone-like arm.
Well, thank God it's just like a skin condition, not rock human.
So do we believe this? Do we believe this?
I don't know. It could be because that's just JoJo. I heard one thing like, oh, Rocky just saying this just so people don't think it's a rock human, or it could just be a misdirect and everything, and it could be a rock woman and a human child, so he could be raised. But he has a brother too, so like,
presume and like he didn't say like stepbrother or anything like that, so presumably they're like full brothers. So I don't know, like. To me, the whole thing, I get like, okay, so let's just talk about the Rohan thing. So yeah, basically,
he saw him doing like his experiments.
Yeah, which his experiments were fucking hilarious. He was literally just walking around throwing dollar bills.
It's up there with Jobin throwing the chicken in the park, like that kind of thing of just like random,
just like random behavior that's unexplainable. But so Rohan is using like these bills to seemingly find which rocks have this sort of magical property, this thing, and he gets some photos of them, and we see dozens of them. Like he has like a whole container of them that he's been collecting. So
also Rocky just doesn't. I can tell he probably had a really bad experience. I remember he had one chapter note about an encounter with like a cop in Japan he keep asking me to look through my stuff every time. That's should not be a thing. And maybe in America, he also had a bad encounter with, American police, or saw, like, them being bad, or just, in general about how America is with their police. Like,
if I recall his, I think when he landed in Rome, he said that there were, like, more police than he's ever seen in his whole life, just in that airport.
Yeah.
Because there was so much, like, activity around, or so much danger. I don't know, but
yeah, this topic devolves as it goes on. Like, it looks like he shrinks more and more, and
he
like
looks like a child,
yeah,
like dressing
wearing
up
an
as a
oversized
man.
coat, like being shrunken down.
But so basically, yeah, Charmingman is being put in this position where he's essentially going to be framed for his brother's disappearance.
And this cop is gonna get a stand because this was a wall's eye and there were Devil's Palm, and this cop is now gonna be the main enemy for him.
I really had a second where I was like, do we think this cop character is going to show up in like a meaningful way? Probably not, but you never know with JoJo. But so
Every cop seems to be a bad guy that we've met in this, so
this is where it goes a little further into it. We actually get narration from Charmingman about the lava tubes here and how there's no natural water running through here, but he's sure of it that he saw water running through. And yeah, so I feel like we have to say
I'm so curious.
the lava tubes look a lot like the wall eyes.
Yes.
I think that's definitely a sort of connection. His brother gets like buried, seemingly like buried and pushed underground.
And I'm like, what? Like, will his brother end up being changed or something now? Like he just
That would be very interesting.
like he becomes the lava man,
Lava Man. I was thinking
like,
more like doing another
or
fusion
like
thing.
the stand from Part 7 with like kind of like the guardian spirit kind of thing, like
Which one?
oh, what's her name?
Was it in
Part 7?
the Sugar Mountain?
Yeah, like Sugar Mountain, where like they become kind of weird guardian of this area now, and like
that's interesting.
kind of nature. This is obviously like some kind of thing with the nature, and like nature kind of absorbing the brother. Like
This certainly must be, as they were called in Part 8, holy sites, or whatever that terminology was. Like what we initially knew as the devil palms.
Like, did Jesus' body, like, after they recovered it in Japan, like shoot out like the Dragon Balls after they make a wish, and one ended up in Hawaii?
Went to all four corners of America.
I mean, after they got the parts from Japan back from Johnny, like they probably made a stop in Honolulu on their way back.
That is
like,
I mean, that makes sense. Most flights to Japan and through America go through Hawaii. So
like, we can still get other
not most flights, but
like,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, like Lucy, and like maybe we have another flashback with that Joseph or something. Like goes with has an encounter with over there. Like we can still have stuff with that. And this is also JoJo finding more about his family as well. Like, yeah,
that's really interesting. I mean, were all of the Devil Palm sites explicitly like corpse?
Not real. I guess not. Okay. We have like what 2? I guess with Wall's Eyes and.
Yeah, and like the Wall's Eyes, like technically, I mean, the corpse parts weren't there anymore.
And Jesus, I don't know. I feel like anything can happen with like the corpse parts. Like they can spread.
It also doesn't really make too much sense to me that they need the holy sites need to be tied to Jesus, because like they're technically the rock humans,
a different
like,
holy figure.
Well, the rock humans were like a whole branch of human evolution, so they would naturally predate Jesus. So.
Or maybe it is related to the rock human, and it's like a weird like birth site. I guess could be like it's a weird like sentient like
maybe
landmass. I guess
don't really. So
cause it goes to the bottom of the ocean, some weird like subterranean like.
How did
birthplace? I don't know. It's weird, like a mole man kind of thing.
So when Toru was born, we saw him being born from like a woman. Like it was like a rock woman, correct?
Correct.
Or was it a human? I forget.
It was like a rock. I'm pretty sure it was a rock woman. Yes.
So
and she just bailed. That's what they do.
Presumably, and I know it's supposed to be kind of like a metaphor for like a cuckoo or whatever, like that kind of bird that like sneaks its egg into another net, whatever.
Or
But so, I mean, presumably, like say for example, a rock human were to be born out of like a rock itself, would they potentially need like a human sacrifice to like? That's what I'm kind of my brain like. Why would a human get drawn under if not to be like exchanged? Because that's kind of a big theme in the new universe.
It'd be interesting to see if we don't even know rock humans are even brought back yet, but like,
we don't. Yeah,
it's like the rock human holy site where this is why they all have stands. Because like all we know is that they just always have stands.
Yeah, that's another thing too. We didn't really talk about.
So them coming from this place, it just makes them all have stands, and that's why. And that's why they kind of migrated to Japan in bulk, it seems. Or they have a lot of like at sea.
It would be really cool if they were all naturally from Hawaii. That would be really interesting. I guess we'll have to wait though. All we really know at this time is that
this is just a theory crafting. Like
the only thing that we can say for sure is that this. I would say that we can say for sure that this must be a holy site of some sort, and it is creating objects that we've not really seen before. Like we've seen fruits and like plants be enriched by the holy, and humans obviously have been changed by it,
And,
but we've never seen like rocks themselves have like special properties.
And you know who also just loved to drain all the water out? Dr. Wu.
He did.
He consumed everything to leave no trace.
He loved chugging that bottle of water.
That's why there's never any water there. But why that water was there at one time? And it kind of reminds me of the guardrail a little bit too. Of just like this weird thing just sucked somebody in. You don't even realize it at first, or it can just happen instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, it's possible that it could be. So
it's
maybe
a giant rock
like,
animal.
It could be like a rock animal that has a stand that can like manipulate water. That's a really boring idea.
Yeah,
but like
a prehistoric rock animal. Like,
but also one last thing I want to point out is that this is on private property.
Yes.
Which
so
presumably it's owned by it's owned by
somebody.
Well, yeah, obviously. Like, I don't know how to phrase that.
They look into that and see who owns that property. It could just be
like it's probably not government property. If it's, I mean, I guess government property can be private, but like it seems like it could be owned by somebody who maybe is aware of this.
Have to be.
That's what kind of going back into like, maybe this is like a site where rock humans go to like do their like hibernation thing that they do.
It was owned by like the organization that they had, or some point, or maybe someone even higher up than Toru.
Because we see
Toru's too interested in the hospital game.
We need the president of rock humans.
Someone even higher.
Oh my god! All right, but then we jump cut. I was shocked to see Meryl May Q. I thought this was a flashback at first.
Yeah.
Sorry, her name is Meryl May. I always call her Meryl May Q.
I usually just call her Mama because when Dragona always talks about her the most. So.
But it's not her mom.
No, but she called her Mama.
But so. Wait, when?
She called her mama before. It's like, oh, should we get a souvenir for her?
I thought they were talking about their fucking mom. I thought
it could. I was thinking they talked about her, but
I thought they were talking about Dragona's.
She was talking to Usagi, so I wasn't sure.
But wait, and do we know if that's her son? Was that confirmed, or was that a fan theory?
Fan theory, because she hadn't said yet.
Okay,
it's heavily implied.
We just thought. Okay.
He hasn't talked much about himself yet, so
I'm dying to know about Usagi. Hold on, I have to go back to fact check this because it's killing me.
Meryl May, high school principal, fashion boutique proprietor, boss, and housewife.
She's really living the dream.
She's girl boss.
Wait, where do they fucking talk about?
They're in the gift shop. It's like
I know. Okay, they cut. Hold on.
It could be their mom, but their mom also just like
for our mama. Oh yeah, we really got to buy a souvenir for our mama. Something around €30 would be good. I think Dragona is talking about their mom.
Did they do they want to tell their mom that they're like on a trip like that?
I guess so. I don't know if it really matters. I mean, they've been away for like a day, so
it doesn't matter. It's not important. It's literally not important. We are just wrong, probably.
But so yeah, Meryl.
I do love. I told you to not steal anything else, and you bring me a bottle of wine, an original drawing, and
really
a watch.
Funny that they gave. I was really shocked that they even went back to her. I didn't think that they would like freely give up all this information.
Well, they learned the diamond is not they can give up that. No one cares about the diamond. It's the rock they want to like keep for themselves.
But they still tell her about it.
Well, at the point because she's like figures it out. But I do love like, and after all, here's the money. But after all this, you guys made all this stuff and stole all this stuff, and like you guys don't have any police reports or nothing came out of it. So something's sus here.
Yeah, she's like, it took you like 6 hours to steal the diamond or whatever. And yeah, then this is the kind of funny little reveal. I love the scene where they're just like all looking at each other. It's very
well,
very cute.
It's really good. I love this group. And yeah, so
the big reveal is that even though she just locked the diamond away, it's
look in your
right
hand.
Back in her hands.
And jump scares her. And so we got somebody to introduce you to. And she has an idea apparently, so we don't know what this is gonna like another heist, I guess. And I'm wondering like if every heist is gonna lead to a stand user. Like I'm curious of what the plan's gonna be.
It is that's very interesting. I don't really think about it like that. I thought it was gonna become like a sort of, as I keep saying, like a part 5 sort of like trying to either get somewhere or get away from a threat, and they would be the stand heist would just be
getting more rich.
Threats. But yeah, they're just back home. We're gonna have, I guess, Charmingman introduced. To me, it seems weird that they're kind of admitting what the power is. Like they're showing what the power is, but I don't know. I feel like it's not in their best interest.
It was going to show us. So I think once they're going to saw the diamond was back under her hand, that like, okay, there's no way of hiding this. What's going to tell her what's going on?
It's kind of cursed in that way, where like it seems like when things are
because they still have the rock on them.
Yeah, when things are tied to the rock, it seems like you can't break that connection. That would be because now it's like, okay, anywhere they go, is it going to bring the watch and the diamond along? Like that's not very helpful.
You have to make sure it's in the safe. Look at it, wait a couple seconds, hold the rock to it so it doesn't go anywhere.
Well, I think that's the reason why that Rohan stored the rock with them.
His multiple rocks.
Because like the only way to keep the diamond in the safe was by keeping a rock in the safe with it.
So I'm guessing there's going to be another heist, but I do get the feeling that's going to lead to whoever owns that private property, or we'll find out like, oh, the person we're stealing from owns this land, and there's something up with them. But yeah, now we have a new member to the group. That can blend into the background now, so we guess we have
this would be like if they got fucking like the Hanged Man to join the group. That's such a strange power. Like I can't wait to see how his stand fights look.
They all have weird powers. Like they have a guy who requires another person to use it, and half of them don't want to give him like the entertainment to do that. To like use.
I feel like they're just trolling him at this point. Like. I'm just fucking with them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we'll like, I'm gonna say get the heist next one, or maybe we'll like, I'm gonna think of something. You guys just get back to your life for a little bit, so we get maybe another like a school adventure, or like, I don't know, like something. Because we only got very.
I was hoping for a return to school. Actually, I think that'd be really interesting.
We need more slice of life.
Yeah, we really honestly do. I need to learn a little bit more about our characters.
Like, JoJo has to use his stand against a high school bully.
That'd be funny.
Our characters had to go to prom.
Incredible. Something. The most American experience.
Yes.
Going to prom. All right. Any final thoughts?
No, I think we did most of our series crafting already. Like, I think it's a really interesting chapter. It's funny just to get Charmingman in there and just go right away into flashback and motivation. So, like, they're in it. Like, we know more about him than Usagi, honestly.
Kind of. That's true,
like,
actually.
He's still, like, kind of shady. Other than just simps over Dragona.
Yeah.
Like...
I really like Usagi. I really like the cast so far. I know we're in the early stages, but they're all very charming. I feel like we're avoiding the JoJoLand kind of cast bloat, where getting introduced to the Higashikatas, we had a lot of characters immediately in our story that we didn't get a lot of focus on.
I think that was fine, because I was expecting more so of like, okay, the family's gonna join an adventure with our two main characters, and like it's gonna be fun like that, and we did get that for the most part. And then once the Planet Appraiser came in, it's like, you know, he is kind of like he is a Joe Bro now for the team, and
the problem, what I'm saying is really, it's not like the issue was early on, because early on JoJoLand, we've all agreed, is like some of the best JoJo. The problem is that later in the story, we have all these characters that have essentially have done nothing and continue to do nothing.
Yeah, like Joshu's character progression goes back down, and then
what character progression?
Exactly.
But no, like
he gives you hope that he's gonna have character progression, and then you go, no.
Yeah, at least with this group, it's kind of like I'm getting more of like a part 4 vibe.
And then again,
it's a smaller cast, and we're kind of just fleshing out the characters that are actually like stand fights.
The flash forward made us think that maybe some of the characters would become viable again, but no, they all just become like crying family members, and like confused to the entire situation, where like maybe they could have like done something in that, but no, they all just like cry.
Hato really never got to do anything.
Doesn't use her stand again.
Hai at least had a moment, but Dai also like
doesn't use her stand again.
Yeah,
like
so
Jobin gets canned for you know everybody still agrees that mostly I feel that he should have been the main villain, and he gets shoot.
I'm still triggered,
and because of that, you know, Mitsuba doesn't really like, get to do much after that. She has an encounter with like Wonder Review, and then that's kind of
Yeah, Mitsuba is such a strange character, thinking about it that way, just because she took so long to get introduced, and then she became very important for a considerable chunk of the manga.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
She was a very interesting character.
It's gonna be. I was like, okay, I can't wait to see how it concludes when Jobin kind of goes off, goes crazy, and we get that, and that, that kind of moment happened, and then Jobin gets Wonder Reviewed, and it gets.
And Mitsuba seemed like kind of drops all like relevance to the plot from that moment.
And now that we have 5 characters, but the good thing about it, they're all together, they're a crew, and it's not like even with Yashaho, she gets shooed away for a lot of it, and like we don't get that like group dynamic because Daya hung around a little bit, then she kind of gets shooed away. Like I'm hoping to see the group dynamic, and you could split that group up like you did in part 5, where you have fun dynamics with like 2 of the members, 2, 3 of the members, and you have fun. Like if we get another Grateful Dead situation with Beach Boy, that'd be great.
It's already. I really like the kind of pairing they had with Dragona and Usagi, Paco and JoJo. I think that was good. Adding a new guy in allows for the pairings to change up. Like, what would Dragona and Charmingman, like, what would that kind of interaction be like?
Charmingman, maybe he's all for Usagi's bullshit. And will like entertain him.
That'd be so funny if he's like
into
Usagi's biggest fan.
Yeah,
I would love that.
Oh man, you guys great, man. You guys are why you guys like not entertaining?
Why you guys keep giving this guy wedgies?
Yeah,
and swirlies.
Why you keep ignoring him? Like he's great. Like yeah, I wish for that. Yeah, hell yeah. I wish for a Glock.
Stan turns into a Glock.
Yeah, it blends in the environment with like a gun. Be OP. Give him a bayonet.
All right. So, any other final thoughts?
No, I'm excited to see more of the crew. One thing. Do you think we'll get another member as well, or will we?
I hope not. It's too much already.
Do you think
5 is a lot?
Do you think their boss has a stand? Do you think she has a stand?
I don't think so.
But you think she knows they have special abilities, like stand abilities?
I think she does. I think that's why Usagi was like folded into the crew. I think
she has to know.
I think she's one of those people that like a speedwagon that like
and she
knows about stands but does not have one herself.
That'd be interesting.
And utilizes stand users, but
the Polpo.
Well, he also had a stand.
I figure she could be like the Polpo, but like their actual boss and doesn't get banana gunned.
That's interesting though.
Yeah, I'm all for this group dynamic, and like keep it like the part 5 one where you keep them together. They have and they can just split them up and have fun. Like Mista and Giorno, a lot of fun. Like
if we add another character, I hope it's kind of like a Trish, where it's like a very plot important character.
Yeah,
Charmingman seems to be a very plot important character based on his backstory.
How old was Paco again?
I think he's like 19.
Okay, so Charmingman is the oldest one.
Yeah, well, that's why Paco said, "Oh, you're an adult."
Yeah,
they're all like chitlins. They're like babies.
Children.
Yeah,
the
chitlins.
Okay, but no, I'm excited. I'm all for Charmingman. The 1 year anniversary, we get Charming. And what do you think of this overall year of JoJoLands? Like, how do you feel the first year of JoJoLands being done? They get our 12 chapters.
I like it a lot. I really like it. Hard to compare it to JoJoLand because I think I like the first 12 chapters of JoJoLand better.
Yeah. This is a very strong start to a JoJo part, I think.
Rohan was huge. That was really great.
That had everybody like going crazy.
The setting is really fun. I really like the setting a lot.
Interesting characters.
Yeah, the characters I like for almost all of them for the most part.
It had a lot of interesting stuff with the stands where they're not just punch ghosts.
Yeah, I feel like we've entered a really fun era.
Very
of JoJo
limited
with that.
stands.
Yeah, it makes the encounters a lot more interesting.
Like, I think it's probably the most we've ever had that didn't have, only don't get more bullshit like, how Gappy's got at some point, and then
I'm sure it'll happen.
The power that Johnny had that evolved over time, and all we needed was T to.
I didn't hate that. I mean, that's silly. The fact that he can regrow his fingernails in seconds.
I love
him
having axe stands, but yeah, the fingernails, the T growing fingernails, that's just their way to reload.
But Johnny's evolving stands is one of the coolest things.
Oh yeah,
in JoJo.
That's great. But just the T is just their way to regrow fingernails. It's very funny.
I think it should have been just oh no, his stand can make them grow.
It takes
also the fact that his stand is literally I can make my fingernails fly out and attack you. Very funny. It's
so cool, and the visual of them spinning.
Yeah, I love that. It doesn't feel gross either. We don't get any gross moments.
It doesn't make a detail of it bleeding. It makes you wince when you think about it, but it looks cool.
Yeah,
spinning is cool.
We love to spin. All right. So.
All right. Anything else to say? Or
no, I'm happy. I'm happy with where JoJo is right now. I'm excited to. I wanted to do a little year in review podcast. I think it's actually good to have waited for this.
Yeah, I think having
year.
12 whole chapters and kind of just ranking that kind of I didn't realize it at first. Okay, that's a good thing to gauge it on.
So yeah, I want to read the first 12. I'd like to go back maybe and try and reread the first 12 of JoJoLands as well.
Maybe we'll get a guest or two.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. It'd be funny to reread the first 12-ish chapters of every JoJo part. Yeah. I know that's a lot. That's 100.
Well, we don't have to do. We kind of did part 3. You just re-listen to our part 3 thing about the first 12 chapters. Yeah. It's just you hear about Tower of Grey and
yeah, they probably by 12 get to Tower of Grey.
it'd be fun to see like what part 2 is like, and or at least the introduction, like the first 2 chapters before like the adventure really starts.
But yeah, no, definitely keep your eyes peeled out. We're gonna talk about that.
I guess before I just do root beer talk, I guess.
Let's root beer talk it out, baby boy.
Well, I did 2 of the things we've both been doing are for different podcasts in the future, like One Piece, which me and you are now officially caught up.
It's crazy to say. Well, I'm actually technically not caught up. I haven't read the newest chapter, but I'm all caught up with One Piece.
Yeah, same here. I got caught up as too, and I think we're gonna have a discussion about it, at least about Egghead. That's a plan.
It's so One Piece is just so good right now.
It's been peak. Egghead has been really good.
Egghead is like
I got really choked up in the. It does that thing where like there was law. We're like, here's a flashback chapter, and you're at to get your heart ripped out.
Yeah, it's a really really good flashback.
Yeah.
Arc.
And we also, I think we're both playing Persona 3 Reload, which we'll probably talk about.
I think we want to get some friends on for that and talk about that.
We did before.
Yeah.
So.
I have to gauge where everyone is.
But what have you been doing? It's not either one of those 2 things.
So, I watched a little show called Has Been Hotel.
That was also a cosplay I saw a million of.
Oh, I'm very jealous.
We had somebody in our room to say, like, yeah, I counted. There were 30 people, 30 cosplays by the time I got to the room.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. All right, so I fucking love Has Been Hotel.
Okay, you're one of them.
I am one of them. I remember when the pilot came out. I think it was 2019.
Yeah, that was one thing I always heard about, but like,
have you ever seen any of it?
I think I've seen images. I never watched it though.
You should check the pilot out.
I may have seen the YouTube short. Maybe at one point you showed me that.
Well, it's not a short. It's a proper full length.
You may have showed me at one point. This is the same thing that guy who did the Thanos beatbox spent $12K on, right?
50K allegedly.
50K, okay.
50K, but yes, that is the Has Been
I think
Hotel.
they also have like an.
Also, I just have to say, so
they had an animation of Fortnite. I think of like a dance in it.
What, really?
Yeah, it had like a scythe dance that was in it. Like,
oh, that's based. But no, so okay, just to talk about the Has Been Hotel, what's his name? Verbal Ace Beatbox guy. So that character that he like had an animator draw of him being like attracted to him is canonically a lesbian. So it's very fucking funny. It's even funnier that like he spent all the money for like that'd be like like I don't know, like you commissioning someone to like what's her face? Roxy from Scott Pilgrim. Like, draw an animation of Roxy and lovingly attracted to me, a man. But no, it's very funny.
That's so.
But no, Has Been Hotel.
I didn't know. That's amazing.
Yeah. Not many people do actually. The original pilot, I was really like impressed by. It's very interesting to watch it because it feels like an indie pilot and like something that the creator Vivzy Pop worked on like tons of people with. There's a lot of voices you recognize. Tomar voices a character.
A lot of the Newground voice acting, YouTube voice actors.
A lot of YouTube. Stamper actually voiced a character.
Is he allowed? That's illegal.
This was like as he was like deteriorating.
Okay,
I think his dialogue was recorded like before then.
They had to edit out all the slurs.
But it's a shame because Stamper actually plays that character very well. Stamper's voice is hilarious.
He freaking voiced over Battle Block Theater. It's great, but then
Stamper,
when I listened through Sleepy Cast, I had to, at work, my first time, like, I can just see the deteriorating status of like at least 2 of these people on this podcast. You know exactly the 2 who I'm talking about.
But so the original pilot, I was personally very inspired by. I really love how unapologetically like inspired the design is. Like all the theming, everything. It's like very much like a classic kind of Disney cartoon theming wise. Like Disney musical is very much something you can tell that the creator's inspired by, but like the visuals of it are extremely like edgy, like Invader Zim, like early 2000s, kind of like Newgrounds.
Is this thing a hell hotel or something?
So yeah, the whole premise is that the main character is like the daughter of Lucifer.
Okay.
And she wants people. So when people die, they like get reincarnated as demons in hell. People die when they're killed.
Yeah.
People basically, when you die, if you've been bad, you go to hell and you've just become like a little demon in hell. And you can also die again, and we don't know what happens when you die again.
Super
in
hell.
So presumably there is like a double hell,
an HE double hockey sticks.
But so essentially, like hell is a horrible place. Like one of the main characters his limb is literally angel dust, and he's like a porn star that just does drugs all the time. And it's hilarious now because if you type in angel dust on Google, you don't get the drug, you get the character from Hazbin Hotel. Do it at home, folks. But so the whole premise of the show is like she takes people like Angel Dust and brings, because she's a cute, good-hearted, like nice little girl, and she wants to reform people so that they can go to heaven. That's why it's called. That's what it's called, the Happy Hotel in the pilot, but they call it Hazbin Hotel. It's like a whole joke. But it's so like edgy and so OC, and like there's one character that's the radio demon, and he looks like the most like over designed, like it's so cringe and like Tumblr, but I love how cringe and Tumblr it is. And it's not afraid to like just be weird and strange and have like furry shit. It's just so, I had so much fun with it. People like shitting on the first few episodes, saying that like it wasn't focused enough, didn't have enough plot. But I watched all of it in the last few days, and I really enjoyed all of it. Adam is a character, which is very funny. Like the first man, he's like an angel.
Okay.
And the whole joke is that like the main character is literally
he's
like
not nearly as Chad as the Adam from Ragnarok.
No, he's a cunt. He's an asshole.
Shame.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking like it is funny. I really love like biblical references in like contemporary media, just because it's been done so many times. So like I like seeing a fresh take on it. And Adam in this is really funny. He's such a misogynistic asshole. The whole thing is that like he has a bunch of angels that every year they go down to hell and just like exterminate everyone so that hell can't rise up. But he's so evil and just like literally the most awful man ever. And the guy who plays him is great. Also, the last thing I'll say about this is they changed all the voice actors, which I think a lot of people were upset about, and a lot of the original voice actors who are like internet people were upset about. But I think it makes sense because they made it like a straight up musical. Okay. So there's like 2 songs in every episode. And Keith David,
oh my god,
plays one of the Hazbin Hotel residents, and he has a song, and it's so fucking good. Keith David sings this fucking song about being a loser, and it's so awesome. I really loved it. I hope more gets made. Between that and there's a lot of indie animation that's really popping off right now.
Yeah.
Murder Drones is another one that I also. It's so cringe. Have I shown you Murder Drones at all?
You probably. You showed me a lot of random stuff, so you probably did at one point.
It's so cringe, and it's so like embarrassing and silly and stupid, but I love that it exists. It like feels so to me, that and like Digital Circus, like I really love these things. I think
I saw a lot of those too.
Oh my god, I bet. Oh my god, I wish I'd gone. But like to me, what I see this as is like these are things that people who normally don't get to be in the industry can create, like the kind of stuff that like somebody who gets really obsessed with Invader Zim when they're like 10 years old. It
becomes their life. Yeah,
like that kind of inspiration. Like you don't really see like lately, like a lot of the like quote unquote, I hate saying it, Cal art style, like this sort of, there's been like a big like it's very anime inspired, like it's very soft and rounded, a lot of the character designs.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Like
like Steven Universe is a good example.
Was that a She-Ra show?
She-Ra is definitely kind of a
like
similar
that style. Yeah,
it's a very like the designs are very rounded, and like, but Hazbin Hotel, like Digital Circus, like all these things. Well, Digital Circus is like a mishmash, but everything is so like angular and like edgy and like a what we would call like an early 2000s edgy design. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. It makes me feel a little nostalgic, and I think it's cool that people who wouldn't get to be in the industry and like positions of creation can make these things. So
okay,
that's my root beer talk, my little soapbox talk.
Okay. Let's see. So I watched some between the last chapter. I watched a couple weird Japanese movies, and I kind of want to talk about it a little bit. So the first one I watched was one called Big Man Japan. And cause I was just looking at a bunch of whatever, like off like a list, and just like so weird, like cover art. And I'm like, this is the most jankiest like CG. It looks like so bad. I'm like, but it's supposed to, it's like a mockumentary. This movie.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know anything about it.
This movie, it's like a mockumentary about this guy called who turns, it's like a kaiju mockumentary. If he turns into like a kaiju or a big guy called Big Man Japan.
Yeah.
And he's just fight these weird creatures, and you can even see that he had like sponsors on him and everything.
Oh, that's really funny.
And him and his encounters with them are just, it's just so. It's such a weird movie, and then at the end, it just becomes like this hilarious parody of like an Ultraman fight, and I can't describe it because it's just that insane and bizarre of a movie. Where go out of your way to watch it. It's great, give you a great laugh. It's the effects are bad, but I feel like it's on purpose. It's just a weird mockumentary. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was just gonna be a weird bad kaiju movie.
That kind of reminds me, not to cut you off, but like another movie that you should definitely have at the top of your list if you don't have it is called One Cut of the Dead. Have you heard?
Yeah,
of this
I heard
one?
of that. I've heard about.
I've definitely recommended before. That is a movie that I've seen once. I'd love to see it again, but it has sat with me so much. It's such an incredible movie.
It's more of an action horror one. But if you want,
it's not like a kaiju film, but it's kind of. I don't want to spoil anything about it, but it goes places that are it's more than what you'd expect.
Oh yeah, this one too. Cause there's a monster that he has a bad time with that he always like runs away from, and the conclusion of it is like the most like batshit fever dream that I've had. That I was just like dying, and like they even have a credit scene that just goes on, and I'm just like insane. It's like this is breaking news. This is borderline experimental. What's going on here? Like, I was dying. I recommend Big Man Japan if you just want to go in blind to just a weird. I never think of like a mockumentary from like Japan like that. And then I watched another one called Death Kappa, because that's the reason why I watched it. Death Kappa, about like a failed idol shrine who became a shrine maiden who encounters like a kappa that escapes from like just escapes, and she takes care of it, and it just descends into like multi-genre. Like it becomes like, oh, it's not we don't have Nazi, but they use like the Japanese Empire stuff as like that, and it has the most insane cameo that I did not believe until I had to look it up into the credits that said special thanks to. Do you want to know who it?
No.
Okay,
Don't
good, because it's somebody you would know on sight that you'd be, I cannot believe this acclaimed Japanese person is in here. Like, and it again descends into like the kaiju genre as well, that becomes like so entertaining. But it's like a B movie, but it's...
They're like tokusatsu, I'm guessing.
It goes to tokusatsu at the end, but it starts like a horror, and then like, girl befriends like this little horror kaiju, and then it goes into like that like B movie where like, Nazis are up to weird things, but it's like the Japanese Empire is up to weird things, and then it goes into kaiju. And it just weird genre hops that... It's on Blu-ray, or you can get it on Amazon, but I watched it online, but I highly recommend that as well if you want to see more kappas in your life. It's a blast, especially if you're drunk, you're gonna take an edible. They're great movies for that. And also a little shout out on Shout TV, like Shout Factory, they have like a stream all of the most recent completed Kamen Rider season Geats on there. So if you're interested in getting into it, they have the newest recent season, which I recommend. I think a lot of new people into the genre will like.
Is Geats the one where they're all like animals?
They have animal heads, but it's more like a battle royale kind of thing.
No, what's the one where they become like the giant like bird lady, and like they grow into like different animals? Like
there's like a recent season where they're like half animal people that become the full head thing. That's like a Super Sentai season that has that.
Never mind.
But no, the Geese is the most recent one. I think it's very good action in it. If you want to get into it, all the episodes are on there for free for you to watch. I think they're gonna be on Tubi as well or something. That's what other seasons.
Tubi is like one of those like mythical, like I hear about it, but I've never seen it before.
But apparently they're all on there too. So if you want to get into it without going to the deep dive of having to try to watch any kind of Super Sentai or Kamen Rider, it's right there. I rewatched the first episode, a couple episodes. I'm like, oh, it's so good. Got a jumps because they use like the rips from the TV. So you got like the intro to the superhero times. So you got to see with that reason of Dawn Brother, which is like this crazy one. So you got a jump scare from that season.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's the one they had this turn to CG dog. That's the Dawn Brothers. I love that season. But if you're ever interested, it's there for free. You don't have to go searching off the internet. It's there for you to watch. And like the Blu-rays, you can buy it now as well, which is cool. Like it's cool getting this stuff into legit. And they even had a little video with like the guy who's like I think he run like a American Toku website, and he became like a stunt actor and appeared in that season.
Really?
Even got to kind of be like a Kamen Rider in that season as well. So he appeared in like, hey, this is the new season coming in here. Like you see a smile on his face. Like it's really cool.
That's really interesting.
So if anybody's interested, like if you ever see what it's like recently, it's right there for free. It's cool. You don't have to go down the pirate way.
Yeah.
But other than that, those are the two big things. And then I think the only other movie I watched was Society of Snow, which is on Netflix. That's nominated for Best Foreign Film from Spain, which is about the Uruguay rugby team that crashed into the Andes and survived for like 2 months and ate some human flesh along the way. And it's great. It's a very good movie, but if you're like, you don't have a weak stomach, there's some scenes with the plane crash that like, like some bone crunches that like,
I've seen episode 1 of Lost. I can handle any plane crash.
Yeah, I saw The Mummy with Tom Cruise. I can handle a plane crash. No, but it's a very good movie. If you want to see like an Oscar-nominated movie, I highly recommend it. It's fantastic.
I think I've seen literally one Oscar-nominated movie. And
If you can,
Barbie.
Really, I think I have to go through that list, but no, that's the main 3 movies I kind of want to talk about with some weird shit and a legit movie that's nominated for awards. So, yeah. Other than that, I think that's it. Should I plug it up then?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say.
Okay. If you liked what you listened to, you can leave a review. You can like the podcast video on that's on YouTube. Leave a comment of your opinions, theories, anything you got. You can also follow the podcast on social media below as well. That has all of our handles. You also can, as we said before, the Patreon as well. If you want your name shouted out next episode. And with that, I believe that's it. Jim, anything else you need to plug?
I don't think so. I think that's it. I guess, yeah, we want to...
Happy 1 year JoJoLands.
Happy 1 year JoJoLands. I almost said JoJoLand again. It really fucks me up that he called it JoJoLands.
JoJo L, and then, yeah Lands.
My brain auto
Lion. Also, shout out to the one JoJo cosplay I saw at KatsuCon this past weekend.
That's crazy that there was only one.
Shout out to the one Paco.
Did they look good?
Yeah, I saw I had view from a distance because it was a giant crowd, but it looked good. I saw that I was able to identify it as Paco.
You should have walked up and said, "I am famous Sam."
No,
Sam JOKAKAKA from the JOKAKAKA podcast.
Saying I have a podcast is like a fucking death sentence.
Good. Well, Sam, but we have clout. We have incredible amounts of clout.
Do we?
Yeah, you can throw your clout around.
Yeah, we had part 8 clout.
We're slowly gaining.
We lost our minds for 6 hours doing an episode.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. This is coming up on probably Monday morning. I'll get this one out.
Yeah. And with that, we will see you in March, in the spring. I guess the spring's approaching.
Yeah. Will it officially be spring? I guess it might be.
Probably by the end. I don't know.
All right. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. See you next time.